Alright, so I said it's a local scrapyard. I came across this bit of brass bar. It's a bit better. Just a piece of off cut I found laying around. I thought, let's have a go and see if we can just solder directly from the cathode side of the battery pack here to the bar. It's pretty good width spacing wise between the two. I thought, never going to know if I don't try. Let's just see what happens if we try and solder the two together. Only using a little 25-watt soldering iron. It's probably got a bit more guts than what you'd think for 25 watts. I had to turn my fan off. It's the previous video that I was making. Made a lot of ripple. Really kind of horrible noise on the video, and it actually was vibrating the camera on the desk. It's a little drum fan. I'll show you what it is in a minute when I finish playing hands free. It's quite obvious to tell that the because of the small amount of thermal density and the size of tip that's on the soldering iron, it's actually cooling down quite fast. As the brass bar sucks the heat out of it. Now I know other people have used methods to preheat their brass bar and whatnot. This is just purely a late night experiment to see if it's possible, essentially. I don't know, it might break straight off there. Have to give the soldering iron a few seconds to heat back up. It's dropped off pretty good. That's 30 watts, sorry. 12 watt, 30 watt trade flame. Good little thing. It's cheap too, I think it was only 17 or 18 bucks. And I mainly bought it for wiring stereos into cars. Because you can plug it into the cigarette, it's got a cigarette lighter socket end on it. Plug it into the cigarette lighter and away you go. But in this instance, I'm just using it to play around in the computer lab. It's actually running off an Xbox power supply. The Xbox power supply puts out a good 15 or 16 amps, I believe it's rated at. It runs this no stress. It's got its own cooling fan, similar to an ATX computer power supply. I've got heaps of videos about ATX supplies, and I've got more planned for the future, including making like a variable power supply for your multiple uses, and actually thinking about toying around with a 12 volt to 12 volt charging step up, and seeing how we go using a powerful ATX for that. Some of them will put out up to 30 amps, no worries. It's got a bit messy. Hopefully that lab power supply's fan's not too loud. Sounds quiet, but solder plug. fair to say the missus would murder me if she's seen me using her glasses for the purpose of putting old solder in. No, didn't stick. Not at all. This is reasonably warm. You can definitely feel some temperature in it. Down this end of it anyway. And I think it's a matter of getting this hot, fluxing it, maybe even tinning it, just like I have with the solder on the back of the cells. So even if I just marked it, fluxed it, and actually just soldered to it separately first, I got like a 600 degree heat gun. Anyone know if that would work? We'll try. 600 degree electric heat gun. Probably not a bad winter project out here in the front row. But yeah, that's a fail. So let's suck this left over. If you don't own a little solder sucker like this, quite a good investment. Not really an investment, they're cheap as chips. But yeah, if you don't own one, go and get one. Good thing for getting rid of the build-up. Sometimes you just got to pull them apart and get that shit out of there. There it goes. Got there is a spring-loaded little plunger that has a bit of a vacuum on it. So you just squeeze it, click it down, it locks in, shoots itself back up. It's all to do with how clean you keep that tip. Obviously that can be hard when you're sucking up a pile of molten lead and tin. But yeah, that's definitely a tip. Try and keep the end of it clean. If you don't, you'll end up having this issue. And I just busted the end of it for now. I'll have to let that cool down and I'll pull it apart. Yeah, the brass flat bar is a good idea. But yeah, I'll probably have to preheat it to do something like that. That being the case, I might use some super fine strand copper for mine and run copper wire in super fine high current carrying flexi cable, like car stereo cable stripped, something like that, along here, and then just little runners up to it. This side I might fuse, to be honest with you. I might actually fuse this and do it properly. This is just a quick test, like a viability test, see if I could actually solder to it, because I didn't know if I could or not. Let's get rid of that excess. Get a small blob on there. And I'll do the next part. But yeah, big bars like this are great. They probably hold huge amounts of current, but even in a car pack, it's all working together. You're not going to need that much current holding capability. Brain fart. Capability, not capability. Kappa. That's it's good, but I don't have a ready supply of it. I'd have to buy it in. It's going to cost me dollars, a few dollars. Whereas electrical cable and things like that, you can get relatively cheap, and you'll start talking about buying things like that by the meter as opposed to buying it in small quantities, if you know what I mean. So, bit of an anticlimactic video, I'm sorry, but it showed me that small soldering iron will not zip that straight on to the 18650s that have been tinned. Copper's going to soak it up, especially fine. Whenever you solder to something that's a bit fine, the solder sucks into the copper. Heat the copper up first, and away you go. I think that's the big factor. You can't heat that up properly first with a soldering iron. It just sucks the heat out of it. If you can't suck the heat out of it, you've got nothing to get the job done. Yeah, I'll go and continue just tinning the bottom of these, getting some solder on there ready for a fuse to be, or fuse wire to be dropped on the back of them. And I think we might do copper wire bus bars for mine. Just my idea. Seen some very successful jobs like the electric summer project, where he's made some 18650 battery packs for his electric combi bus, and he's done a magically neat job of building some, I think they're 200 or 160 cell 18650 packs, along with a few mixed chemistries. So there's no real rules as such as to how you do it. Do it your way. This is a bit of a trial and error learning kind of experiment, and I'll take you along for the ride so you can see what not to do. It's a lot of people are big thinkers, and they'll think about things for a long time before they try them, or gain ideas before they have a go. I've watched quite a few different videos and talked to a few different people about how and why. Go and have a look at HB Powerwall. He's building a Powerwall out of 18650s, and he's doing really massive packs. He's got thousands, over 1,000 at least, cells in his. Yeah, a little trade flame, just cigar lighter plugs in. That's that. Alright, thanks for watching. If you want to know anything about 18650 packs, building packs, soldering to them, tips, tricks, whatever, I've got a whole playlist called lithium ion batteries. Also failing that, drop me a comment, give me an idea for a future video. Thanks for watching, have a good night.